Hey everyone, welcome to my channel, Love Them Well. Let's talk about summer reading. Summer reading officially starts when the Modern Mrs. Darcy puts out her summer reading list. I get so excited. My sister does too. We mark it in our calendar and we prepare for the day. And then we make a list of all of the books that we want to read that she has on her list. It's super fun to watch the video live. I got a lot of really good recommendations from her summer book list this year, just like always. One of them was A Founding Mother. My mother-in-law is borrowing my copy of that right now, but I have this one to show you, My Dear Hamilton. The authors are Stephanie Dray and Laura Kamoie. These books are so interesting. Their intention is to write a sort of 365 view of the Revolution from all these different perspectives, because for Eliza Hamilton, her perspective on the Founding Fathers was very different than Abigail Adams or the daughter of Thomas Jefferson, which is one of the other books that I'm really excited to get my hands on. Their book, A Founding Mother, was even one of the top 5 recommendations of the Modern Mrs. Darcy. Her name is Anne Bogle, who runs this website, and this was one of their top books. So I was really excited to see that they were coming to tour my library. So we got to meet Laura Kamoie, and I hope I'm saying her name right. She was amazing, super intelligent, just a really awesome person to get to meet. And then after the signing line and all of that, my friends and I, we always go get ice cream afterwards in town. And who shows up but Laura? Now, my friends and I are always wondering, should we invite the author to come get ice cream with us? And some of the events are so big, there's no way we'd be able to. She showed up, we thought, oh my goodness, we have to invite her over to sit with us. And she did. And we sat and had ice cream with the author of A Founding Mother. It was one of the best nights of my life. We had so much fun. Got to ask her specific questions about the book, and it was really exciting. So I had ice cream with an author who I really like, and it was like a dream come true. So that's my ice cream story. That happened at the beginning of the summer. If she ever watches this, thank you for having ice cream with us. Another author that was in that top 5 list for the Modern Mrs. Darcy was Maggie O'Farrell. And so my friends and I also went to go see her speak. She wrote this book, Land. She also wrote other books. One that my friends have read is called Hamnet. I had never read her before, so I was new to her when I went to go hear her speak. She was fascinating. I read this book in a day. It was very interesting, but I will say it was not my kind of book. I even texted my friends about halfway through thinking, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to finish this. I like books that are a little bit more fun and funny. I like Katheryn Center books that just make me laugh. So I wanna read to feel joy and to not be sad, but there were some sad things in this book. So I don't know, but it was very well written and really interesting. One book I was really excited about coming out this summer, and I don't have it because my friend Megan is borrowing it, was The Calamity Club that came out by Katheryn Stockett. She wrote The Help several years ago, and then she never wrote anything else. And maybe she wrote a couple articles or something, but not a book, not a novel. And then she came out with The Calamity Club, and it's about twice the size of this. I don't think I've ever read a book quite like that one either. It was... I don't even want to say, I didn't know anything about that book going into it, and I don't want to spoil it for anyone else. I'm sure there's a ton of spoilers out there already, or even reading the back of the book, you find out what it's about a little bit, I guess, but I didn't. I had no idea, just went into it cold, and it was so interesting. But again, not super light or lighthearted, which is my normal type of enjoyment in a book, but it was still good. The Calamity Club, I think I'd recommend it. Not my favorite of the summer, but very good. My daughter has me reading this. It's the only Hunger Games book that I haven't read yet. So I am reading it. I like it. I've seen the movie. Honestly, though, it's giving me nightmares. Okay. So again, I like happy, and this is not happy. So I'm taking a break from this just for a couple days to read Seek the Traitor's Son by Veronica Roth. And I started reading the first few pages of this, and now I'm about, I don't know, a fifth of the way through it. I like it a lot. It's really good. I'm hooked right away, and it's fun. So I'm sad that this is a series though, because when this is over, I'm gonna have to wait, I don't know how long, until the next one comes out. But that's okay, because I do remember books really well that I've read, so it's okay. If you notice, I have all these tabs in my books, if you can see that. Get them at Walmart. They're just those little sticky tab things that I put into a book when I start reading it, and it's a really perfect bookmark because it won't fall out. And if you have small children, I don't anymore. They're growing up. But if you have small children, they like to take your bookmarks out of your books. This keeps your bookmark from going out of the book unless they're just really good at pulling those things out. But it's a little harder for them. But when my kids were little, they would just come over and just pull the bookmark out. And I'd be like, okay, that's fine. But this is my solution to that. One of my friends who I actually met through this YouTube channel recommended the story of the Trapp family singers. I do really enjoy nonfiction. This is the true story of the family behind The Sound of Music, which was one of my favorite musicals growing up. We had the VHS. You know when they had the VHSs in those white plastic boxes that you open, it made that little noise, like the little scrunching noise. I had this VHS and maybe a couple others. Disney's Cinderella and Hook. Those were like our 3 VHSs for a while. So I watched it all the time. Very excited to read this. I'm glad she recommended it, and I just got it from the library, so I'm excited. Thank you, Laura, for recommending this. This summer, I've been hosting a couple book clubs for the students at my school. One of them was A Wrinkle in Time, and then this week was Sir Gawain and the Green Knight. This is a poem. It's kind of weird. It's very interesting. So it is a story of the Knights of the Round Table, Camelot, King Arthur. You're going to see a video posted on my channel where my students and I read a little skit that I made for this just to kind of summarize the story. It's so funny to make. They did really good accents, but I didn't have my microphone when we did this, and I was like, oh, should we wait till I have my microphone? We'll do it maybe next time, next book club. And they were like, no, it's great because we can just say that it has coffee shop, bookstore ambience along with the reading of the skit, which is funny because yes, we were at the Starbucks at Barnes & Noble. So if you listen to that story, and we did provide pictures from the illustrated version, you can learn all about this classic tale, and you can feel like you're at a bookstore and drinking coffee at a coffee shop. Now I just feel like it's appropriate to show you some beautiful scenes of places that I've been reading this summer because I think it's really fun to document that kind of stuff. So here you go. Love to sew, and I don't get to do it during the school year because it takes a lot of time to get everything out and to measure everything and sew it. It takes hours to make a project, but in the summertime I can sew, and I made this book sleeve and I'm really excited about it. Maybe wondering what's the point of this? Well, there really isn't a big point except to protect your book if you're taking it places. I carry a huge bag when I go anywhere, and I can just drop this in. I will link the tutorial of the girl that I followed to make this because I think she did a fantastic job. If you're a Gilmore Girls fan, which obviously I am, you will know that tragically they took Gilmore Girls off of Netflix. Now this is a really big deal because I had the Netflix app on my phone, and I would carry my phone around with me when I would go on walks or when I would go to the kitchen and start cooking, or if I was cleaning or doing laundry. I'm grading and it's something I can do mindlessly. Gilmore Girls is on in the background. To me, it is just a comfort show. I love the whole series, but I prefer the first 4 seasons. So I pretty much rotate through those all the time. I don't listen to podcasts. I don't listen to audiobooks. I listen to Gilmore Girls. So when I heard they were taking this off Netflix, I thought, what am I going to do? Now, already my husband was saying, we need to get rid of Netflix. You only watch Gilmore Girls on Netflix. You're the only one that uses it. I'm like, I know, but it's Gilmore Girls. Well, then they took it away, and my husband was really excited because we got to cancel Netflix, and I got myself this itty bitty TV that I can move with me different places, and it's a DVD player with a little screen. Now, what's funny is on the picture on Amazon, the TV screen's like this big, and the girl is watching it and she's like, wow. And it is not that big, but it is so cute and fun, and it's serving the purpose for when I'm in my kitchen. I can move it around, it charges, so it's perfect. That was my solution to the Gilmore Girls debacle of 2026. Tell me if that affected you. I know I'm not the only one. I had people texting me saying, what are we gonna do? I had random people seeing my shirt or my water bottle, noticing it's Gilmore Girls and saying, have you heard? Like, did you hear they're taking it off Netflix? So this was a big deal. But I'm just going back to the DVDs now. So yeah. And now the last book that I will discuss. This book made me think of you by Libby Page. My sister is reading this right now. Her friends are reading it. I've heard about it all over the place. It sounds a little sad. The premise is that the husband passes away, but he knows he's going to pass away. So he does this book scavenger hunt kind of thing for his wife. That sounds terrible to me, okay? But I have heard that it's very light and sweet. Here, people are saying charming, tender, unputdownable, cozy, uplifting, heartwarming. The books are real that are mentioned in here, and so that's fun. So at book club for Sir Gawain, I was at Barnes & Noble, and I'm kind of friends with the manager now because I'm there so much. And I told her, I want to read this next, but I can't buy it. I'm like 35th in line for the library, and I'm just gonna have to wait because I have to stop buying books. It's an addiction. And she said, well, what if I give you a discount? And I said, okay. So she gave me a nice discount. And so I just got this book. I'm very excited. And I think the lesson learned is that you need to make friends with the managers of bookstores. And they may give you discounts if you tell them you can't buy their books. Yay! There will be more on this soon. But my friend Beth has a YouTube channel just for 3D printing, and it's really fun. And she is making these right now. It's a clicker. And it's a bookshelf. And so I'm going to get together with her and we're going to talk about these really soon. I want to show you all of them because they're so cute. Thanks, Beth. I'm going to link her channel below because she has the cutest videos, she and her sister, all about 3D printing. It's really inspirational. And I feel like when Bubba is finished talking to Forrest about all of the shrimp and he says, well, that's all I've got to say about that. I feel like I just went on and on about all these books, and now that's all I've got to say about that. I mean, there's so much more I could say. There are so many more books laying around me that I'd like to show you, but this has to end at some point. So I'm going to end it here. Happy summer reading. I will be back soon with more summer reading. And then school is starting. We're not allowed to say that word around here, so my kids... Sorry, kids. We're not allowed to say that word, but I'm going to say, look, school is starting. Look at a month. And so I've been planning for my classes, and I will be sharing that stuff very soon. I'm excited. Spoiler, be something to look forward to. I am teaching 9th grade English this year. It's World Lit. I taught it last year too, but I was new to it, and I didn't share a whole lot about it on my channel. This year, I think I'll be sharing more, and I'll definitely share my plans with you as I get them together these next few weeks. Okay, I'll see y'all next time. Bye.